Cancer, welcome to your general tarot reading for November 2024. If you've been with me before, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome. I appreciate you having you here. I pre-shuffle so that we can just get right into the reading. Also, I recommend, because this is a general reading, check out your rising sign, where the moon was, what sign was rising, and where Venus was when you were born. And there's a link below to get a free natal chart or birth chart. And all you need to do is find out what those signs are, because sometimes, you know, not everything is going to resonate with you in this reading. So, and that's okay. It shouldn't, because it's general. So when you know the other signs that you need, you can get a more well-rounded picture of how the month will go, what you can look out for, and what you can redirect. Okay, Cancer, we're going to start off with the animal spirit guide that you have that's watching over us, I'll say, because I am a Cancerian, that's watching over us for the month of November. And we have the stag. This is the Druid Oracle deck. And, you know, the stag is noble. The stag is majestic. The stag is powerful, has dignity and grace. You know, it's like the king of the forest. Like the lion is the king of the jungle, stag is the king of the forest. So stag, the energy of stag will bring you or help you gain independence. It's associated, in the old Druid language, it's associated with the birch trees and the number 1, which is a blessing of beginnings. So it's interesting, Cancer, as I'm looking at this, you have here also the card of new beginnings. So you've got the stag, the card of new beginnings. What I'm seeing here, you've got the dragonfly, which is about emergence, and we'll go over all these. And then you've got the judgment card, which is the dead coming out of their graves, leaving the old life behind, or the old ways, emerging from the grave and beginning a new life. So you have 4 cards this month that are about starting over, having that new beginning, letting go of the old stuff. Okay, so stag will give you that energy. Remember, nobody messes with stag in the forest. Stag is independent. He doesn't answer to anyone. I try to get that. I always get a glare because I'm in front of my window with the curtains closed. But anyway, so stag, there we go. Look how powerful he is. Look at those muscles. Look how fast he is. Look how swift he can run. And with those antlers, nobody's going to mess with him. And so stag will also offer you his protection if you call on him. And also, if you can sort of take on his characteristics. Remember stag as he walks beside you this month. And remember to be swift, to stand tall, to be independent. You don't need to worry about what other people think or other people's advice. Here's the key, Cancer. If you're asking advice of someone who has not accomplished what you want to accomplish, don't get advice from them. Okay? Yeah. This also looks good regarding new beginnings. This also looks good for love. This is what you can expect to come. You've got the ring. Hold on. Sorry about that, Cancer. So for what's coming, you can look forward to. You've got commitment. You've got the ring. Commitment, love, romance. So coming, for those of you who are waiting for an engagement, or even a commitment for a new job, a commitment for a loan, but this looks pretty good for romance, Cancer. So this is very nice. Perhaps a new love coming in that would be serious for you. Whatever it is, it's definitely serious coming in, and it's going to be, I won't say the honeymoon phase, but that little crush stage and that liking somebody stage. I think it's beautiful. I mean, it's perfect for romance. So good luck to you. Good luck to you all who are hoping for this and waiting for this. And I'm in the middle of this. So, you know, Cancerian, I'm very happy to see this, just so you know. So anyway, this is what's coming, what you can look forward to, anyway, 25 and 24 from the Lenormand deck. And then message from your future self. So this is your future self a message that you've already gone through this wherever you are, this part of your life, this November, and you're being told to listen to your inner music. Pick up the guitar, go back to the piano, play the clarinet, whatever it is. Go with the music that makes your heart sing, whatever it is. It doesn't necessarily have to be music, because it's inner music. What makes you happy? What brings you joy? Take that time for yourself. And that goes with, this card is nourishment. So you've got nourishment and listening to your inner music. You know, feeding yourself, feeding what makes you thrive, what brings you joy, what makes you happy. That's what you need to do. Listen to your inner music. And as you listen to yourself and guidance from yourself for November, listening to your inner music, you're going to breeze through this month with some really good things happening going into December. I think it's fantastic. Fantastic, Cancer. And again, so we have the New Beginnings card. You see that beautiful sunrise. The sky is lit up, and if we follow the sun, we're not going to go wrong. Follow what lights us up. We have our inner light, and as we connect with other light, other people whose light is shining, then together, combined, our lights make a bigger light, right? It's like when you light a candle, and then you light another candle, and you light another candle with the same candle, and in the same room, that light gets bigger and brighter. And so this is what you need to do, and this is hope, Cancer. You know, I know you've been through a lot. I know you're a nurturer. I know you love people. I know that your emotions run high, because I'm Cancerian. And I know I'm ready for a new beginning. And I'm in the middle of it, and I have been in the middle of it. But to do that, we've got to leave this part behind. We've got to get ourselves out of the darkness, just like these people coming up out of the graves. They're emerging, the emergence, like the dragonfly. So let's get into the rest of the reading. So this line is the past. So we've got some sort of commitment that happened. Ace of Cups is fabulous, one of the best. You know, aces are wonderful. It's all blessings, all good stuff. And it's about emotions. It's about abundance and prosperity, Cancer. So you have what you need. And you see the rays of sun, the golden rays. And it's funny because the lotus flowers or the water lilies, they close up at night. They go under the water. And they only come out when they follow the sun. So it's a beautiful thing for you. So whatever it was, and I feel like this is more of a recent past thing, Cancer, not like in like further back a few years ago, but I feel like this is relatively recent, and because of this, I feel like you've been like the fool. He's looking for further light and knowledge. Okay, the Hangman. He's not hanging to die. A lot of people think that, but if you look carefully, he's tied himself up by his leg so that he could hang upside down and see things from a different perspective. And I was a crazy kid, and I used to sit on the couch upside down with my hair dragging on the floor just so I could see what it looked like. You know, I could see people's feet upside down and table legs and dumb stuff, but it taught me at an early age to look at things from a different perspective, from every perspective that I could think of. So this is what you've been doing, trying to gain more knowledge about a subject, whatever it was. And that knowledge has given you've made the choice, Cancer, to leave the old behind. Five of Cups is a cup of mourning. He's so bummed out because he's got 3 empty cups, but he's not looking behind himself to see the 2 cups he has full. He's not appreciating what he has. He's more worried about what he doesn't have. So I would say at some point you've awakened to gratitude, Cancer, because this is the opposite of that. So this is no longer mourning, letting go of the sadness. And perhaps you have been mourning and grieving. Perhaps you've had an illness. Perhaps you've lost a loved one to death, or a pet, a job. And now it's like you've awakened, just like coming out of the graves, coming out of the darkness. with the dead. I mean, this is the main card in the spread. Rising up, leaving the old behind, to the new, to more spiritual, to better life. This is the the judgment here, the resurrection. And this is you, Cancer. So, and this is in the present. So you're going here, and you're ready to begin another journey. But first, what we're working on, you're putting in the hard work. So you've decided you're done with your old life, whatever it is, whether it's old loves, old life, old ways of doing things, an old wardrobe, old clothes, your old styles, whatever it is, and you're moving on. So now, Cancer, you're putting the work in. You see, this guy, he's leaning on the hoe, he's tired, and he's reaping his harvest, okay? But it does require daily work, tending the garden every day, pulling the weeds, making sure it has water. So right now, Cancer, I feel like I feel like you're in the process of doing this, making these changes. And as you're doing this, you're making it happen, rising up out of the grave, rising up from, we can call it a stupor of thought. Maybe you didn't see things clearly before about a relationship or about work, but I feel like you're just done. I'm just hearing done and dusted. Like whatever it is you want out of your living situation, you're over it, and that is fabulous. You've survived, Cancer. This is the wounded warrior. Wounded warrior has just kept going, still hanging on, not letting go of all that he's protecting and taking care of. And that's self right there, Cancer. That's you and all you've survived. And you're still standing upright. You might be needing a little bit of support right now, but you're still standing upright, and you've managed to accomplish all this. All of this, Cancer. So be proud of yourself. And this is what you're working on right now in the month of November, going into November. I'm recording this the end of October, going into November. And it's beautiful. New beginnings, emergence, coming up. It's fabulous, Cancer. So now we have the fool's journey, right? His number is 0 because it's never ending, right? And so we're always growing, or it's never ending. There are limitless possibilities, and we can just keep exploring this or that or something else. So I feel like, not that you're slow to start and you're going to start or you're starting, but I feel more than anything that you're just waiting for the right time, and that's okay. That's okay. You're doing all of this and you're holding back before you make your final moves. And you may not until you get into December, based on the two of Swords there, but we're going to talk about that. So Cancer, it's okay that the Fool card is in reverse. It's just may not quite be the right time. You want it to be now, but it's not right. And you're wise enough, because you've gained your wisdom with the Hangman. It's why you're wise enough to know the time isn't quite ready yet. The cake isn't quite done yet, not ready to come out of the oven, but that's okay, because you will have that prosperity. Ace of Pentacles, the aces are fabulous, whether it's in reverse or not. It's absolutely beautiful. So again, we've got abundance, we've got in every way, and it's coming, and I feel like you're not going to have to wait for it. It's going to start coming for you maybe towards the end of November, or mid-month, end of November, but it's coming. You're bringing it to happen with all of this work that you're putting in, and this choice to make the new beginning. It's working. It's working, and you're going to reap the benefits, and it may start off slowly, but you're going to see it. And you've got the Judgment card here. You've got the Judgment card here, Cancer. And so the scales are balanced. And so what you need to remember is not to feel guilty about leaving your old life behind. Or some friends that kind of latch on to you, but they're not helping you. They're there, and there are people who don't necessarily believe in you, because when they see you change and they're not changing, they're going to feel bad about themselves, or they'll be jealous. So don't feel bad. The scales are balanced. And she's holding a sword for a reason. Swords in tarot are intelligence, but being able to cut through to the truth, being able to see things clearly without emotion. And remember, justice, they say, is blind, right? So It's balanced. You've got to feel good, let go, and stop feeling guilty. Guilt is not a real feeling. Sadness is a feeling. Guilt is not. Guilt is a programmed feeling we were taught as children. Taught to make us feel bad about something or something we didn't do, whatever our parents ingrained in us. Guilt is not a real feeling. Sadness, that's an emotion. That's a feeling. Guilt is not an emotion. I want you to remember that, and that's why I'm repeating it. But you're going to be able to do this because you've got to stay balanced. And so because we're emotional, you've got to be able to go through those emotions and look more. Remember, steel is cold. It's double-edged. And so you can cut away what you need to. Not because you're balanced, you've got to be able to balance your emotions and your intellect, your thoughts, and not allow your emotions to get the best of you, because when we're immersed in our emotions, we're not able to function. We're not functioning. We kind of go around and around and around and around in a horizontal, we spin, right? We spin our wheels, and instead of spinning tires, we're spinning ourselves. And so to go upward, remember, the sword is pointing up. We're going vertical. We need vertical growth. So I want you to, I'm on this kick. I want you to get stripes that go up and down. If you have any stripes in your home or a favorite sweater and you want to move forward with this reading, you want to use the momentum, change your clothes, change anything you have stripes that are going sideways. You want them going up and down vertically. Okay? Remember the sword upright, the upright sword. Okay. All right. Now, towards the end of November, final outcome, going into December, again, you've got the Two of Swords. And in the regular tarot, the Two of Swords is a woman who's sitting on a rock. She's got her arms crossed, and she's got a sword in each hand, and her head's kind of in the middle. And so she's got her arms crossed, holding a sword on each side, and she's in the process of making a decision. She's got a blindfold on. She has her back to the water, which back in the olden days, water at night was very dangerous. It had sea monsters and creepy crawly things coming out of the sea. So she's kind of dumb because she's sitting with the blindfold on with her back towards potential danger. So you've got to remember this going into the end of November and going into December. She sees her decisions as either or, one side or the other. And that could be the choice between two boyfriends or two girlfriends, like who should you choose? That could be a choice about, should I take this job or that job? Whatever the choice is, she only sees the two options. But there are more options. There's a third option going right in the middle through the swords, because behind her there's an island. She can go to the island where it's safer or there are people, but there's another choice that she has. She doesn't have to sit there and do one or the other. Things, Cancer, are not black or white. They really are gray, because there are always different situations. You can't judge everything coldly. And that's why the Judgment card, yeah, she's got the steel is cold. And so she's cutting away her emotions, but she's also balanced. So she is in control of her emotions as well. And that's what you've got to remember when you have choices to make at the end of the month. Now, for a clarifier, to find out what this really means, I want you to look at this. You've got the Seven of Swords, which is known as the Thief card. If you can see behind him, there's a battle going on here. And this is the tent. These are the tents of the enemy. And so while everybody's busy with the battle, he snuck in. And if you can see his face, he's got a grin on his face, because he went in and stole the swords of the enemy, who were going to use those swords to go attack his village. So he's laughing like, you fools, you jerks, you idiots, whatever. But it's also about someone who... Okay, so we're going to look at this two ways. It's either someone sneaky in your life, and this... So to me, it's like you've got two choices right here, like the Two of Swords. You've got someone who may not be completely honest, and then you have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles for me is an earth sign, but she's awesome. Queen of Pentacles for me is always a Taurus, though she could be Capricorn or Virgo. However, I don't read, it's not gender specific, so it could be male or female. Let me do that. Yeah. Could be male or female. It doesn't matter. It's just that earth energy grounding. So you see the difference between the two. Grounding, things thrive and things grow, and she or he uh, gets the job done. They're good workers. They like nice things. They're stable. This guy, he's getting the things he needs by stealing. So you've got to think of that if you're, if you're making choices regarding love or choices regarding work. What's more stable is something for you to think about. And the company you're with, it could be more stable, the one you're going to choose, or whatever it is, but how are they attaining their goals? So I want you to think about that. And also for some of you, you might need to be sly this month in making different choices. So, I mean, remember that too, but I feel more that these are just two different personalities. And so I would always go with the Queen of Pentacles. Again, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. The stability, growth, she or he, the Queen of Pentacles, they thrive. They get the job done. Normally, it could even be a single mom who's juggling a job and home and taking care of the kids and taking the dog to the vet or whatever. But she's getting it all done because there are no flies on her. So on this particular energy. So I would consider that when you're making this choice going into December of 2024. So we've got November going into December. And also to help you going into December, you're going to continue with your emergence card. And this is about the dragonfly energy, the dragonfly spirit. You see the little dragonfly. So they're little nymphs, they're hatched, they're laid on the water. And then as they hatch, their wings expand and then they become creatures of the air. So they go from water to air. So their transformation, their emergence is coming up out of the depths or coming up and then into the air, soaring, being what they were designed to be, what they came here to do. They're flying. And you, Cancer, came here to not be where you are, but to continue to grow. Take those chances. The Fool does take a leap of faith. It's a fool's journey. He has his faithful dog with him, so faithful friends. He has his little knapsack here, there it is. He's got he's carrying all he needs on his shoulder. That's all he needs. He doesn't need much. He has everything he needs right there in his little backpack. And he's got his little walking stick, and he's about to leap into the unknown, take that leap of faith. So when the time is right, Cancer, in November, it may not be quite right yet. And remember, this is fluid, so it could, for some of you, this time could be coming, could be now. So for some of you, it's going to be, you're going to be ready, or whatever the situation is, you're going to be ready to leap into it, and you may be ready to leap into that commitment, into an engagement, into a new romance, or meeting a new person and taking that step, which could, down the road, lead to commitment, lead to marriage, lead to just all kinds of new beginnings. I mean, with the right person, Cancer, you definitely could feel like you're leaving the graves. You definitely could feel like you're leaving the darkness and going into the light with the right person. The right person, when you're in love. God, the sky is bluer, the flowers are brighter, food tastes better, everything is just more enhanced when you do that. And that's what it reminds me of when I think of rising up out of the grave, because you're going into the light. So you've got light and sunshine in these cards, light, illumination. I mean, new beginnings, the sunlight, the dawn. It's just beautiful, Cancer. And so the last card, you are reminded to take care of yourself. The nourishment card. See all the stars? You've got to, for this month, for November, and going into December, you've got to remember to not only nourish your body, you got to take care of yourself, you got to eat right, winter's coming, or spring is coming wherever you are, but you've got to be prepared for the coming months, so you've got to have a healthy body and mind and spirit. So remember, focus on spiritual things, feed your spirit, feed your body, feed your mind, listen to your inner music, and follow the joy, the things that make your heart sing. You've got Stag for protection, dignity, walk with grace, Walk with independence. You own it, Cancer. This is your month. You own it. So go for it. You have just left everything behind and you're on your journey. So go for it. Do not fall back. Don't slide back. Keep going on your forward momentum. Get those vertical stripes. Go up and down. No favorite sweaters with stripes that go sideways, that go horizontally, okay? Just be mindful, Cancer, because you have the world in your hand. You have the world at your fingertips, and you can do all of this and have everything that you ever dreamed of with this particular reading. November can bring this and usher you in. Not that you're going to get it right away. I will never promise that. I'm not going to. And tarot doesn't. It only tells you what the possibilities are and what you can look out for. And now that you've heard this reading, now you know the changes you can continue with. Now it's clarification and validation that the choices you're making are the right ones, or that we're going to follow you along your path. Remember, there are no mistakes. There's only redirection. There's no failure unless you don't try. Everything else, you try something, it doesn't work, you're being redirected to something else. If you try something and it works a little bit, enhance it, try a little bit more, do a little bit more with it, and then if it doesn't come to fruition, keep going. Try something else. But remember, the Fool card, number 0, is infinity. So there are limitless possibilities, Cancer. And with this, you have so many tools. You have so much in your hands right now to have the life you want. So I leave this with you. And my mom always used to tell me before I did a reading, she used to say, Jen, stay spiritual. So I'm going to tell you, my beautiful Cancerians, my moon children, stay spiritual. Keep this in mind. Come back to this. And don't forget to check out your other signs. Okay, take care.